MLCS Woodworking would like to demonstrate to you how to use our daisy pin router. In this video we create this very nice inset mirror frame. The daisy pin router system is a very easy to use, easy to set up system that will allow you to make exact copies of shapes from either inside or outside patterns. 4 steel pin sizes are included: 1/4 inch, 5/16, 3/8, and 1/2 inch. This system can be bolted or clamped to any router table very easily. But the trick to getting the setup just right is getting the whole unit exactly centered to your router and your router bit. This is always the biggest concern of customers, but it's one of the easiest setups to do. First, place your router in your router table with either the 1/2 or 1/4 inch collet. Second, place the daisy pin router attachment on the top of your router table with either the matching 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch pin inserted. Now lower that pin into the collet of your router and lock it into place. This will hold you exactly at center point. Now you can mark your bolt holes, or you can clamp the unit into position. As long as the whole unit is set for center, you can see in this diagram that you could clamp or bolt the unit in a variety of positions on your table, whatever is convenient for you. For this project I will be using a 3/8 inch diameter pin with a 3/8 inch diameter straight bit. I have my pattern cut to size for both inside and outside cuts, and I attach it to my lumber using double face tape. The double face tape we are using is very heavy duty and will hold the pattern securely for both inside and outside cuts. For the outside cut, the router bit is set at full depth to go all the way through the wood, and the pin is dropped right to the top of the router bit to act as a flush trim guide. We do have a lot of lumber to clean up before we actually get to the pattern. You could do this 2 ways. You could clean it up on the router table as you see here, or you could take your work to the bandsaw, save a little bit of time, and remove the excess stock. Leave about a 1/16 of an inch of wood so you can clean that up with your router and the daisy pin attachment to follow the pattern perfectly. Now that the rough cuts are done, we can go in using the daisy pin router attachment and our straight bit and clean up those edges. This will leave us with a perfectly smooth finished cut. You may want to do a couple of passes just to make sure you get every little bit of wood cleaned up perfectly flush to your pattern. Here you can see we work our way around the pattern slowly, cleaning it up as we go. Once we get all the way around the outside of the pattern, the outside cuts are done, and we get ready to make our inside cuts. The inside cut is going to be made 1/4 inch deep, just deep enough to inlay the mirror into its frame. Because of this, we started with a Forstner bit hole just over 1/4 of an inch deep to give us a starting point with our straight bit. Here you can see we put the straight bit into the Forstner bit hole, which allows us to start the router and move from there. You can always plunge the work down onto the router bit also as an option. Here we make a quick adjustment to the depth of the guide pin to make sure that it sits just above the lumber and will follow the pattern perfectly. The guide pins are fully adjustable, so depending on the thickness of your stock and the thickness of your pattern, you may want to adjust the height or the depth of the guide pin. We set the guide pin just above the lumber so the lumber can move freely and the guide pin can follow the pattern. Here we begin to make our cut. Starting from the center point, we work our way out to the pattern and let the guide pin follow around the pattern. Again, we'll go back to clean up points as we move along to make sure we are right up against the pattern. We will follow the entire edge of the pattern all the way around in the oval shape before we then go back and clean out the center. Look how easy it is to follow this pattern. One of the great features about the daisy pin router system is you can see your pattern and the guide pin and know where you've cut at all times. This pattern could be any shape and it would be just as easy to cut as you see here. The only difference is the more intricate the pattern, You would use a smaller diameter guide pin and a smaller diameter router bit to get into the small spots. This system is so accurate that repetitive cuts are easy and error-free, and this will give you the ability to recreate shapes and follow patterns over and over again. Here you can see we are halfway through cleaning out the inlay for the mirror inset. We will continue on from here. We just wanted to show you how it looks as we go. As we continue to clean out the second half of this inlay, take notice to the length of the arm on the daisy pin router attachment. It is 8 inches long. This will allow you to reach to the center point of a 16-inch piece of stock. This is larger than most duplicating systems will allow you to do and will work great for most applications. Once we have completed the inlay cut and have it all cleaned up, we can raise the guide pin on the daisy pin router to reveal the actual inlay cut. It should be very smooth, even, and level. And as long as we made our pattern correctly, the mirror should be a perfect fit, and it is. Next, we will add a nice detailed edge around the outside of the frame, sand it, finish it with oil, use an adhesive to attach the mirror, and we have a finished project. Very simple and easy using the daisy pin router attachment, available at MLCSwoodworking.com. And remember, as always, free shipping in the contiguous USA.